Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isle Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. Just FYI, this server's been up and running for like over a year now. This build is taking a long time, way longer than the previous seasons. Partially because a lot of it, there's a lot more landscaping to do. Like that giant volcano back there, in case you didn't notice, the basalt looks like it's leaking down the mountain now. I have done a little bit of work in between, in between the episodes. I did some work on that. You guys would be so proud of me. But yeah, this season's taking a while, and that's okay. That's not a problem. We're on like episode 82. I think we're on 82. All right. I was cutting down some trees over there. Don't mind those floating leaves. But yeah, I worked on this a little bit off camera here. Let me see if I can't get back a little bit and show you. Kind of making it look like there's a basalt flow coming down here. Now, I still need to work on some of this to make this really blend in. I don't actually like how this is at the moment. Like, it's coming along. Oh, I just face planted. It's coming along. All right, so don't get me wrong. I'm liking how it's turning out. I just don't like how it is right now, all right? The basalt flowing down here, it looks kind of bad up close. But up from farther away, which is where people are going to be viewing it, it looks pretty good. Now, the foliage that's crept up the side of the volcano, you can see it like right here, I think looks fine for what it is right now, but I think it can do better. As soon as I figure out where the basalt flow is going to be, I'm going to actually try to bring the foliage up a little bit higher even, kind of in between the basalt areas. So that's the plan. Kind of sprinkle it in too so that there's more, it's not just such a straight line. There's actually like little bits of it that are growing past it a little, you know. I don't know. I'll work on that a little bit, probably in between episodes, working on making that look all nice and purdy-like, as well as adding more basalt in here. So it looks like there was previous eruptions where there was lava that flowed down and then hardened, and you get the idea. That's what it's for. I also still need to dig out the smaller volcano. There's still a lot to do, but you're not here to see me dig out a volcano. No, that's what the live streams are for. Well, what you're here for is to see me make an exhibit. And you know what? I'm going to do that today. So, yeah, we did some fun stuff. We did some fun stuff last week. We built a park in the shopping district, and I think it was a really nice addition. Maddie actually messaged me afterwards saying that she loves it and that she's going to totally copy the tree. And I said, you know what? How dare you? Do it. Go for it. Copy that tree. Whoop, there's that's my flower backpack. Copy that tree. So, sorry, fat fingers and stuff. But all right, so we don't really have any animals to name because of that, because I just built a park. And apparently it was a beloved park, so people really like it. But what we can do is we can make an exhibit. Now, a lot of this stuff over here is done. This place looks fantastic. That's not done right there. I gotta finish that again for the live streams. I gotta build a bunch of palm trees, you know, for Cinnamon to enjoy, because he loves it when I build palm trees. Cinnamon on the server. He's another guy that makes some ZAWA videos. You should check him out, Cinnamon Games, if you haven't. He loves the clout. But what we can do is we can build an exhibit here with one of the remaining animals that I have. Now, I was actually sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, Self, what exhibit can we build in this episode? Like, there's still, like, if you look, we still have some land, all right? This is kind of where the large cats are going to go, mainly because this peninsula looks like a sideways cat. And we already have one here. There's the snow leopards there, so I want to save that for later. I'm working my way that way, all right? But I want to smash another exhibit somewhere in here. And I like this cove too much to change that, because it gives us a really sweet view with the masts over the rest of this island over here, and when the sun sets. So we're not gonna touch that. I think this area up here, the land shape is done. We just have to add the greenery and the foliage and stuff. But down here, this is all still a work in progress. All right, I can adjust this. So I thought about it for a second, and I was like, what exhibit are we gonna build? Oh, speaking of really sweet views, hold on, get over there quick. Yeah, this place right here. I've shown it before in other episodes, but it's worth showing again. Look at that. Look at it. Get your screenshots. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible. Holy cow. I love it. It is so good. I'm just gonna take a screenshot myself. Look at that. Love the way that the sun goes right behind the masts on the boat. It's so good. It is just so good. Dang, that's majestic. All right, anyway, sorry, got a little distracted. I'm going to be needing to take a nap here because creepers be creeping. But I figured, what animal can we make an exhibit for today? And so I was about to look in my chest, but since last episode, I didn't really organize my inventory too well. I did hop on quick, and like I still have the red concrete butter. I did hop on quick, and I did do a little bit of resource collecting. I collected a bunch of grass, so I have some more of that. But I looked in my backpack. I was trying to empty it out here, and I was like, all right, I got some extra nets and stuff I was about to put away. And then I saw I had these, and I have no idea what these things are. I remember catching them when I was out exploring, but I don't know what they are. I've never seen these animals in my life. So I did a little research. I didn't actually look up how to say the name. I should have done that. A smart YouTuber would have done that. Is it Saiga? Saiga. It's probably Saiga. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, Saiga antelopes. All right. Now I have to do a little research on those things, but I thought it'd be cool to make an exhibit for them. I only have those 2, by the way. That's it. I just got 2. So it's not gonna be like a huge exhibit, but it is gonna be like, yeah, roughly this size. I think maybe a little bit smaller, but yeah, about this size. Just like there's a lot more penguins I had to put in here, so they get a bigger exhibit. But I need to go do some research. So to the Google. Okay, well that was interesting. So apparently it's Saiga. I was correct, I think. And apparently these things are found in only a very specific part in Russia and another specific part in Kazakhstan. Interesting stuff. And it primarily looks like they live in like open plains, like grassland areas. So at least all the pictures I saw look like that. So it looks like we're going to be going with that. Now the question is where? Where are we going to be building this thing? Okay, so let's look at the map again. So I gotta dig out this volcano before I can hug up other exhibits next to it. I have this panda exhibit hooked, like hugging up right next to it, which is great. And I don't have many other exhibits near there. I wouldn't mind putting more, but I just don't know where the bottom of this volcano is. And I kind of chanced it here. I'm going to have to do some work just to make that fit. I don't really want to do that, though, until I have this all dug out. So I did mention in other videos and live streams that I was thinking about extending this land this away and then squeezing another exhibit in right here. In fact, I might do that. In fact, we're going to do that. That's exactly what we're going to do. Now, do I have any stone on me by any chance? Do I have, like, oodles and oodles of that stuff? Because I'm going to need oodles and oodles of that stuff. Oh, yeah, I actually did empty out some of my inventory. So, no, I got to go get some stone. But I've got to build a little place for me to build an exhibit. Let me get over here. Right here. Ooh, I'm not burning to death because remember this backpack gives me fire resistance. But right here, I want to smash this in right here. Now I'm going to have to extend out the. Oh, that's an octopus and a orca whale. I am going to have to extend out the edge of this, the island here to cover this area right here, and then connect somewhere over there, somewhere over where that coral reef is. So it's going to be more work for me, yippee. But I'm going to get this part built. About that size. I'm thinking about that size. Maybe a little smaller to get it to fit in here, right? But yeah, about that size. Whew, I gotta go grab some stone, and then we're gonna get to building.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Behold, the tiny little exhibit that's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
That's what she said.
But we'll make it work, okay? The African wild dogs right there, those things have a much bigger exhibit. And I was kind of thinking I was making about that same size, but I was kind of winging it. I wasn't actually like going up and looking. I was just kind of winging it. I mean, I think it's two. I have two of these Saiga antelopes, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We're going to roll with it. Roll with that punch, all right? Now, I am very obviously going to miss that. I am very obviously going to need to leg spike. Bad time for a leg spike. Redo the shoreline here to come out more this way, you know? But look at that. There's a whale. Come out this way more. Okay, so I got some work to do on that. All of this hard work right here, be gone! Not important. I'm gonna have to redefine it going out this way. That is a future GReimer issue, though. Screw that guy. All right, so let's get in here. So I left this. I designed it so it had a little slope variation to it. In one of the pictures that I saw for these things, they're actually by a riverbed, and that's what this is going to be. There's going to be a river cutting through this. I don't think they're going to drown in it. It's only going to be 1 block deep, so I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal. I'm going to put a river in here. We're talking grass plains kind of area. I don't really think it's going to be too dry, actually. It's going to be just mainly plainsy with maybe some stone mixed in there. I think it's really what I'm going for. So that noise has been haunting me the entire time I've been over here. I think that's the African wild dogs over there. I can hear them from here. It's either that or there's some weird fish underneath me making that weird noise. A dogfish, perhaps. But I think, what are we going to do? Okay, I need to make this into something, obviously. So, obviously, coarse dirt, because that's a staple block for almost every exhibit that I make. But we're going for, like, a plains area, so I don't really need to do too much more. Maybe this and gravel, and that's about it. I think that might be about it then. All right, I do have some gravel there. So kind of sprinkle these in here and maybe make the gravel more predominant around like stone piles that are in here. But for the most part, it's going to be open plains, okay? Open plains. So I'm going to have to really rely on the foliage to really sell this. It's not going to be so much about the land that it's on, actually. I'm going to also put path blocks in here too. So some of the stuff where, like underneath here, I just have stone. I'm going to have to kind of redo that. I'm going to have to put some dirt underneath there just to make it make sense. Because you're going to be able to see it when I put a path block here. It drops it down by like a 16th of a block. So there is some work that needs to be done there. But I think it's going to start with coarse dirt. Now 28 blocks is not a lot. So I'm going to have to make more of that. But if I use up this gravel, then do I have any more? Why do I never have anything ready for you guys? I'm going to have to go make some coarse dirt. And then we're going to sprinkle that in here next. Okay, I'm thinking that's probably enough coarse dirt for this area. It doesn't look too bad on the mini-map either. It looks like it's fairly sprinkled in there. Now I think it would probably be a good idea to switch it up to do some stonework in here. I want to put in a couple of stone piles. So we're going to grab some actual stone, maybe even some andesite here. And we'll mix this all in here together, all right? So where can I put one? Probably right about there, okay? Just turn and Turn and place it. Do I have some slabs anywhere? I have 2. That's not a lot. Some cobble slabs is specifically what I'm looking for. I have to have more. I thought I had more. I'm pretty sure I had more. I don't see any more though. That's the problem. We'll just make some more then. We'll just make it happen. Let's slap down a crafting bench so that I can actually craft these things. I probably could find an open spot in my backpack somewhere, but oh yeah, I don't have my axe on the hotbar anymore because I moved that because I was like, there's nothing wood that I have here, so it should be fine. And then I placed a workbench. All right, so we'll do a small stone pile right here. Whoop, not that. Didn't mean to do that. A small stone pile right here, and we'll kind of put a couple little bits of rock like around it like that. Now this stuff right here I can dig up then and replace with a mix of stone and gravel, and it should make it look pretty. And then once this is done, I don't really want to overdo this too much. I don't really want to have it like be a whole bunch of stone in this area. So I don't, like I said, I don't really want to do too much more than this. Maybe one more little bit right here. There we go, perfect. And possibly even like alongside this other little chunk of stone that's sticking up right there. Perfect. All right, now maybe I'll do like one more somewhere like over here. I mean, it's not super symmetrical, and that's fine. Yeah, remember, asymmetry is your friend. Let's slap down that right there, and that's where the bulk of it's going to be. We'll even put a little piece of rock up on top of it, and something kind of along the lines of, I want to put that back one more, like that. All right, now let's pretty this up by adding some gravel and rock in here. So let's get some rock right alongside this for sure, like so, and then put down some gravel. Make this look all nice and pretty. Ooh, that was a ghost block right there. Nice and pretty. Maybe we'll put the grass back right there, and maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do this, and then we'll make the gravel extend out this way, and put another little bit right here. And it's got to come out this way a little bit too. So it's got to really kind of spread out here. Like so. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that a lot. All right, so there. We got some nice stone piles put in. Now, I wouldn't mind sprinkling in a little bit of gravel throughout this entire exhibit as well. Not just around the stone piles. So I'm going to quickly do that. Okay, there we go. Got the gravel put in. It's very light. It's nowhere near as heavy as like the coarse dirt, but I think that's fine. I think that's pretty good the way it is. Now, we are probably ready to make the leap to foliage now, because there's not much else I want to do to this. It really is supposed to be just an open plains kind of area. So let me just organize this backpack a little bit, because let's just yeet everything in here just to get it out of here. I'll fix that later. That is another future GReimer issue. All right, let's hop into the plants. Nope, let's hop into the bat backpack real quick. Now I'm thinking these aspen leaves will probably look pretty good in here. I mean, as well as the brown birch leaves, but I use those in almost everything. So let's switch it up to aspen leaves. Now, there is not a lot of trees in any of the pictures that I see of these things. So I'm not going to be putting trees, but I might put smaller bushes. Do I still have like branches? Do I still have branches with me? I have 2. These things are actually not that hard to make, I don't think. Oh yeah, by the way, subscribe if you haven't. Branches, branch. These things are not super hard to make, I believe. Okay, stripped oak logs and a nugget. Well, I can probably do that. I'm going to make a couple extra branches, and then we're going to put some sparse vegetation in here, kind of dotted throughout here, like a little shrubs, basically. Okay, I think that's all I need to do. Don't mind the crafting table. That's not supposed to be there. I think that's all I'm going to do. Like I said, again, sparse vegetation. Don't really need too much in here as far as bushes go. Now, let's yeet all of this stuff back into their respective backpacks to be never seen. Well, actually, probably seen again the next time I need them. Never seen again for this episode, at least. Now, it's time to talk about It's not time to talk about plants. It's time to talk about rivers, all right? I didn't put anything in the bottom of this river. Now, I threw all of the garbage that I had in here. I need that back. I need my garbage back. Where is it? Gravel, for sure. Coarse dirt, not so much. There is a block, actually, in this. Because I think I still have some mud. Hold on, wait 1 second. I might have some mud. Yeah, I still have a little bit of mud. I can use this. But there's a block that looks a lot like mud. And I think it's called rebar. Yeah, look at this stuff. All right. Oh, I think I even... Oh, no, that's stained rebar right there. But yeah, this is just... this is just rebar. Stained rebar. That's what I'm talking about. It looks like mud. And it's just stone and iron. I could make so much of this, it's ridiculous. I think I might be transitioning that. Mud actually is a little bit darker, though. I thought I had, like, some of this stuff someplace, and that's the reason why I remembered it. Oh, I just yeeted that out of my inventory. I still have some mud, so I'm going to use this up for sure. But in the event that I need to add a little texture, a little color difference to it or something like that, that is definitely an option. Or if I don't want the animals to get stuck in the muck. But I'm going to go through and add a bunch of gravel and mud to this to make up the riverbed. You know, right now might be a really good time to introduce that rebar block because, yeah, I have stone. I have all the stuff to make it actually with me right now. But actually, let me put this stuff back real quick. I don't have too much mud blocks left, but because I want to put something that looks like mud near the edge of the river, but it not actually be mud. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really want them to get stuck in it. I don't want the animals to get stuck in it. So if I were just to take like some of these things and do that, I can make a few blocks of that. I kind of need more than that, don't I? Or I might need more than that. Let's grab a couple extra bits. Oops, a couple extra bits of iron here. Let's do that, and then maybe make a couple more of these. Okay, so for the edge of the river right here, I'm thinking about adding like that. See, like that doesn't make a lick of sense. It's from ZAWA Wonders of the World, which I think is cool. It's a great block. I think it's a great block. It sort of looks like drier mud. All right. So I'm thinking about adding a couple bits of this here along the riverbed here, just a wee bit, just to kind of make it look like there's a little bit more moisture kind of along the edge of the river right here. There we go. All right, it's subtle. It's not super like detailed. It's not like a really powerful block or anything like that. But I think it looks pretty good. And then I think actually, you know what would actually look really even better is if we actually mix this in with the mud. Yeah, like that. Think about mixing it in with the mud so that there's a little bit of a color variation underneath the water even. And I think that'll look really good. So let me swap these out real quick. Voila! Alright, now I just got to get the water put in there and put some of the stuff away. I'll store the rebar actually in here. Actually, do I have it in the ground backpack? Where did I had a couple blocks. I do. I had a couple blocks of this, and I was like, I just discovered them recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I should make more of those things. Made a mental note to do it. Completely forgot where I stored them. But now we figured it out, so it's all good. Alright, I got to grab some water, so I got to open up the backpack that I'm wearing and do that so we can grab some water. And then fill this up. All right, water is in. I do not think that the Saiga goats will actually drown in that because I'm pretty sure they're more than 1 block tall. So should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, so now let's talk about plants. All right, let's go in here into the plants backpack and look at what I have. Look at this. Would you just look at it? All right, so there's some prairie grass. Now, actually, this is probably going to be used pretty heavily in here. I have a little bit right there, too. But this is probably going to be used pretty heavily in here because I have a bunch of it. Thanks to Corey on the server. Corey, if you're watching, if you're out there watching, thank you so much for all that prairie grass, by the way. You left it in my base like months ago, and I haven't really tapped into it too much, but today's the day. All right, so we're going to use a lot of prairie grass in here. I love clumping this stuff up together to make it look like it's in patches. However, this is kind of supposed to all look like it. So I'm going to use this heavily in here. Now, along with prairie grass, there's also this tall prairie grass, which I'm going to be using as well. That's definitely going to be an important thing too. Dune grass I'll probably sprinkle in here too, although can I put that on? Can I put that on stuff? Can I put that on? Nope, nope, nope. I can't put that on anything. Never mind. I think I can only put that on sand, to be honest. It would be really cool to put that in here though someplace. Maybe I'll have to sprinkle a couple bits of sand. Barley, maybe. I think this is too high if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. All right. Let me grab some shears. I'll pick that back up. I think it's too high, and you know that might, well, I'm already gonna have a too high block thing in here with the tall prairie grass, so I don't really know if that's super necessary. I don't want to hide the antelope, by the way. I want to make sure that you can actually see them. So, keeping that in mind, boy, there's not a lot left to do. I mean, there's really Johnson's grass is coming in here. Maybe some dead bushes too might look good. Just kind of sprinkle in there periodically. I could hide some either dead grass or desert grass along the riverbed, perhaps, to make that kind of look like it's a little bit worn down. Oh yeah, I can actually put foliage inside of the river too, but I don't really know how much would actually be in there. Like that's why I saw the red Mirio. This is a water plant basically. I don't know the cattails. I can sprinkle them along. Where's some reeds? I'm going to put those along the edge of the river as well. I think that's about it, though. Well, you know, that might be fine. Along with that, I'm going to put down tall grass, too. But, all right, let's go ahead and sprinkle in a whole lot of this prairie grass in here, all right? I'm going to put it in the entire exhibit. Okay, I think that's probably enough prairie grass. Really, really went heavy duty on, on that. But it's supposed to be a plains area, so this kind of works. I did not add any of the tall prairie grass, and I'm going to do that now. But I wanted to kind of keep that in kind of patches in places, and not really so much in the center of the exhibit either. I'm going to kind of keep that hugging the sides here a little bit more, so it kind of nestles the entire exhibit. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, I could probably throw one or two down by the river as well. But I don't really want them to be right in the middle of the exhibit because it's going to kind of block the view of the antelope. So let me just kind of squeeze these in on the sides. All right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I like how that's looking. Now, Johnson's grass is too tall as well, but this one can go absolutely anywhere. Why? Because it's Johnson's grass and it fits in every exhibit. So let's just find a home for it real quick. Let's just drop it maybe right there. And maybe another one probably somewhere right there. And then we'll put one more right there. Just like that. Big bam. Johnson's grass goes in every exhibit. It's just ridiculous how awesome that is. All right, dead bushes. We're going to sprinkle these in lightly only on the coarse dirt because that's all I can put them on. Can I put it on the rebar? No, I can't. Okay. We're just going to sprinkle this in lightly. I don't really need to make it look like this place is dead or anything like that. So that's probably enough right there. That's probably good enough the way it is. Yeah, I don't really need to do any more than that. All right, what else we got? All right, so cattail and reeds. All right, now I love sprinkling these in together because I think that the reeds sort of look like dead cattails. So I can't put any there. That's really unfortunate. Let's put one there, and then we'll put some cattails kind of around it, all right? And I don't want to overdo the cattails too much, but we'll do one there, and then we'll do another one. I can't put the cattails on that. Grumble. Down here someplace. And right there as well, and then pink right there. All right, sweet. I think that's probably good enough. You know what? This one right here doesn't need to be right there. I'm thinking that looks fine the way it is, just with one on that side of the river. Yeah, and then you know what? Maybe we'll sprinkle like one more reed right there. Good. All right. Now I also went through and added. Let's get my night vision. I added these cobble slabs in the river itself, so it looks like it has a little bit extra texture down there, like river rocks or something. So I think that looks pretty good. Now I think we're at the point where I can put that back, and maybe possibly even put all of this back, like so. I think we're at the point now where I want to grab my shovel and add the path blocks. I'm thinking those will look pretty good once I add them in. So this might take a little... Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to fix some stuff underneath. Where's my dirt? I need dirt. I need some dirt. Where's my dirt? There's no dirt in there. Hold on. Did I throw it in this one? There's my dirt. Okay, I got my dirt. You guys, rest easy. I have my dirt. All right, so I might have to fix a couple of little things underneath the elevation changes when I add these path blocks, but I'm going to add my path blocks in real quick. Okay, behold, the path blocks are in. I really do think this is starting to look like a plains. Now, the last thing that we need to do to it, though, is actually get some grass put in here. So I'm going to grab some bone meal, quite a bit of it. Let's take like half of that right there, and turn that into bone meal. All right, I'm going to grab some bone meal. I'm going to go through in any place where we have grass like this. I'm going to try to grow, and that might be a problem. I don't really want super tall grass in here, all right? I don't really want... Where did that go? I don't know where that went. But I don't really want super tall grass in here. I did grab it with shears, did I not? I don't know where that went to. It's gone, vanished. All right, I just want regular grass in here. So, see that one I grabbed, so that I can place it like that. I just want to mix that in with the prairie grass. I think it's gonna look really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some grass in here. Maybe I will keep a couple of tall patches, especially on the edge like that. But I'm going to primarily stick to the shorter stuff. Okay, I'm thinking this is looking all right now. There's one thing still missing, and that is a couple of pebbles dotted around here. I don't really want to put too many of these things, but once again, I'm going to dot these in, probably around the stone piles primarily. Just a couple of them here or there, maybe even one maybe down by the river or something, you know. Just a couple of rocks here or there, just to add a little slight detail to the place. Now, I don't know about flowers. I don't know about flowers in this kind of area. Every picture I had looked pretty barren. There really wasn't much there. So I don't really know. I mean, goldenrod, but goldenrod, I think, isn't this like too tall also? Isn't this too tall? Yes, it is. You know, it doesn't look that bad though. Like, I mean, it definitely looks kind of like a plains kind of area. As long as I don't overdo it, I think I can actually squeeze a couple of goldenrods in here. The yellow is really the theme I'm going with here. Now, the pictures I saw didn't look super yellow, so I'm kind of taking some liberty with this. But I'm thinking this will look probably pretty good if I sprinkle these things in here. Just one or two of them here or there. Okay, and I don't really think I want to add anything else. I think that's it. I think this is a done exhibit. Now, the viewing area of this is going to be right over here as the path cuts down here. Let me pull up the map here for you guys to see. So the path is going to come down here, and it's going to hit up all of these exhibits, okay? So that's what it's going to be. But I still have 2 Saiga. I think I'm saying that right. Saiga. I have 2 Saiga Antelope, actually, that I need names for. And I'm going to rely on you guys to name them. I don't really know what I'm going to call these things. So it's up to you. I have 2 of them. They're going in here. I think this exhibit is done. I like it quite a bit. What do you guys think, though? Let me know down in the comments section. But I think this is going to be it. I think it's time for us to part ways until the next episode. So I'm going to get out of here. So thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode of ZAWA. If you did enjoy it, please go down and hit that like button before you go. There was a sheep head poking up through that wall right there. Never mind. All right, before you go, be sure to hit the like button before you go. Sorry, Boobies the pink sheep was poking his head through that wall back there behind me, but it kind of freaked me out. All right, wildly distracted. Yeah, leave a like before you go, and have yourself a good rest of your weekend. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.